Stretching across the River Ouse, this bridge behind me is a superb example of a very rare kind of structure, a bridge chapel. But which county is it in? We'll find out in just a moment. In today's show, we help a newly retired couple head to the country after 30 years. And one of our properties almost has them in tears. You seem quite emotional.
I am, actually, because I get thinking, they won't find anything we want.
But the mystery house makes them smile.
I could hug you.
Go on then.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Today I'm in Cambridgeshire, and this is the Chapel of St Leger in St Ives. Built around 1420, it's one of only 6 such bridge chapels in the UK. But back in medieval times, they're relatively common, serving as toll houses and giving travellers a place to pray. Nowadays, the travellers keep coming because every bank holiday, crowds of people gather to observe a tradition that's been running for almost 1,000 years, the St Ives Street Market. But bridges and traditions aren't the only thing that this area has going for it. The average price of a detached property here in Cambridge is just over £260,000. That's around £6,000 above the national figure. Now, the majority of the county's residents live in the south, and villages like Trumpington and Great Shelford are in high demand, due in no small part to their proximity to Cambridge. Obviously, the town itself has its world-famous university, but maybe more importantly, it has excellent transport links to London. So it should be no surprise that the closer you get to Cambridge, the higher the property values, where a detached property there can set you back upwards of £400,000. Here's a selection of properties that we found currently on the market. For £395,000, you could be the owner of this 4-bedroom thatched cottage in West Wickham. Dating back to the 17th century and Grade 2 listed, it offers characterful reception rooms with a feature fireplace and secluded rear gardens. This 4-bedroom detached house in Burwell is on the market for £650,000. Built in 1997, the house combines character with modern living. Its features include exposed timbers and a brick inglenook fireplace. And for a budget-busting £800,000, you could be living in this grand 5-bedroom Edwardian property in Ramsey. Built in 1906, it boasts typically spacious rooms, sash windows and an acre of a well-manicured garden. A lovely selection of properties there. Time to meet today's buyers and find out why they're ready to escape to the country. Phil and Anne have spent almost 30 years in their 3-bedroom house in Luton, Bedfordshire. But now they've both stopped working, they're looking to make a change.
We've decided the time now is the best time to move. It's really because our children, they're grown ups, have actually moved away, and we're both now retired, so we don't need the town for work. And it's just the time to go. We've got the energy and the enthusiasm to move and to start again, haven't we? And maybe we hope so. And I think really, if we don't move now, there's a real danger, because we do love the house, that we won't move.
It would be nice, as we always say, to lift this house up and take it into a different location. That would be brilliant.
Well, we can't promise that, but as their daughter and grandson live just a county away, luckily they've got a definite idea where they'll be heading.
Well, we were looking to move up to the St Ives area in Cambridgeshire, because we've seen quite a lot of that since our daughter moved up there 7 years ago. It's close enough within striking distance of here and all our roots and our friends and our relations down this end. And also we like the East Coast as well, which is also within spitting distance.
I think really we'd like to live in a village with the local amenities, shop, bus stop, those sort of things, and to feel part of a community, really, that would be ideal.
And once they move, there's a number of changes they're planning to make to their lifestyle.
I've always enjoyed swimming. Used to swim regularly before work. Not so much now, but if the opportunity occurs. My grandson loves the water, so I'm sure I should be in the water at some time with him. And I walk the dog. I enjoy walking the dog. I do a 3-mile round trip every morning with her. I
spend quite a lot of time playing the piano, and more so now since I've been retired. So we must have space in a new property for the piano, and also so as we don't upset the neighbours as well with the row. with the music.
So apart from neighbours who can handle a bit of a din, I mean music, there's a range of other criteria that are in tune with their wish list.
We're looking for a secluded garden, not too big, not necessarily any bigger than the one we have. And we've sort of more or less come to the decision it's a minimum of 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And the kitchen, I love my kitchen, but I've always thought it'd be nice to be able to sit at a table with a coffee and read the paper. The kitchen may be just a bit bigger than the one we've got.
Yeah, and we do also need a garage for the car and for the do-it-yourself.
With all that in mind, the budget is all important.
If the property ticks all our boxes, we will pay £350,000.
For our search, we'll be concentrating on the area within a 15-mile radius of St Ives, where their daughter lives. We'll be tempting them with 3 irresistible properties, but as always, I'll hold back on revealing the price until they've had a guess first. Our final property is, of course, the Mystery House, which could well have them singing its praises. So why are you making this big move now?
It's the right thing to do for us now.
Yeah.
And where we are, we've got friends, but friends are sort of around the area, Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire. We've got friends in Lincoln.
So where do you want to be? I mean, St Ives is wonderful. It's not exactly cheap.
No, we do realise that. And also, I think there is a danger of following your children and living next door, and I'm not sure that would be right.
Okay.
Because they have their lives, we have our lives. And so it's actually that nice balance.
So how close or how far away do you need to be? Have you got a radius?
Far
maybe?
enough that we're not automatic babysitters.
That sounds like Hastings to me.
No, we don't mind
Yeah, no,
that. In
no,
all
no,
fairness, we don't mind that at all.
And preferably, I mean, getting even more specific, preferably we'd rather be slightly south of St Ives than north, because we are getting further and further away from our friends and relations who are down
and
south.
our son.
Right,
So it
okay.
becomes...
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think
You
it's
asked the question.
I've asked a question, and I think a lot of it is going to be sort of a price versus desirability,
Yeah.
and it's going to
Well, price, yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
trade-off, isn't there?
Yeah,
It
of course
is.
it is. Of course
Yeah.
it always is.
OK, well, let's see how we get on. So, for a maximum budget of £350,000, Phil and Anne's must-haves are 3 bedrooms, a large kitchen for entertaining, a manageable garden, and somewhere to keep Phil's piano. For our first property, we've come to the ancient village of Gamlingay, close to the border with Bedfordshire and on a direct route to St Ives. Home to around 3,500 people, Gamlingay is steeped in history and has many listed buildings, such as the church, which was constructed from locally quarried stone. The house we'll be looking at is a modern property built around 8 years ago. What do you think of this house here, then?
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's got some character,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, definitely.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
it's very pretty. I love the wooden
With the beams,
beams down the side of the door.
yeah,
That's
it's
lovely.
like a porch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, very tasteful.
Now, location-wise, I think this village is almost the perfect village for you guys. It's you know, the right distance away from your family, but you've got here 2 pubs, a local shop, a supermarket, a butcher's, a baker's, you've got a pharmacy and a doctor's, plus it's on a bus route.
Brilliant. Everything that we would have asked for.
It is, isn't it,
It
really?
is, yeah, definitely.
Maybe I've peaked too early. Let's look inside. The location's right and the front of the house looks good. Let's hope the inside will give us 3 out of 3. So come on in.
Oh,
This is very nice.
That's
You like?
lovely. Yeah. It's got that really warm feeling, but it's spacious.
And it's totally different to
Yeah.
what I had in mind.
Yeah.
Nice size.
All right. Well, there's a definite flow to this, because obviously it goes right into the kitchen, which is rather nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
It's nice.
Well, this is good, isn't it?
Yes, I love it. I mean, that's just, yeah. And it's not too big. You know, you're not walking miles, but you've got all that lovely contact with, you know, downstairs.
Now, obviously, it's all very open plan at the moment, but you do have the ability to shut this room off, which I think you'll want to do in the winter. Yeah. What do you think of it?
It's cosy,
Yeah.
Nice sized room.
but not cosy too small. This is cosy, comfortable cosy.
Good.
Love the fireplace.
That fireplace, I feel like it should dwarf the room, but it doesn't.
Doesn't,
Maybe because
no.
it's recessed.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's a lovely feature.
Yeah.
A natural feature. Doesn't look
Yeah.
too fussy and it looks practical.
And it's nice and bright,
You
nice
know,
and light.
yeah.
These are all benefits. Can you see any concerns at the moment?
I'm looking at the piano.
Or rather, lack of
Quite
one. Yeah,
wondering
good
where
point.
That
where
would
that
go.
might go. But,
Well, I tell you what,
it's
I mean-
detail.
It's
At this stage.
Well, it's a big part of your life, I know. I mean, at the moment, I was thinking maybe behind that door or somewhere in the dining room. But depending how strong you're feeling, maybe there's another room in the house you could put it. Provided he can get it upstairs, Phil's piano could go in one of the 2 good-sized spare bedrooms, one of which is currently used as a study. There's also a family bathroom up here, but we're heading to where Phil and Anne could sleep. Master bedroom. Ensuite.
Right?
What do you think?
Good
Good
sized
size.
room. Yeah, it is. Built-in wardrobe. There's room for a dressing table
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
away from the window.
Yeah.
Bedside
Yeah. And
tables.
some-
I mean, that's all we need.
Oh,
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
This is,
Yeah.
this is really good.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, don't know what else to say.
You know what I found really interesting here, and
Atmosphere.
this is really encouraging for me, is the fact that I know you've lived in your house for 30-odd years. This is very different for you, but you like it.
We do.
yeah,
But you see, we've never really looked out. Do you know?
Well,
That's
you're
the
looking out in
thing.
some
And now we're
style
looking
now.
out now,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's interesting to see what is on offer.
Well, there's plenty on offer outside with regards to the view. However, all is not as it seems.
Wow.
Lovely outlook, isn't it?
Isn't that beautiful?
Super, isn't it?
Never even talked about a view. That is lovely.
Let's talk dimensions then.
Ooh, But
It's not
it's not very
quite
big.
the garden we were looking for, to be honest.
I was tempted to not say anything,
Yeah.
but I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
And there is no garage here.
No, that's
we've
what.
noticed
No,
that.
that's what we're looking at.
So
as
there's the
well.
opportunity here, I think, to put something to the side.
Would we be allowed?
You'd need to check with the local planners.
Yeah.
But other properties do have them here.
Right. There's plenty of room at the side, definitely.
Yeah.
And
Now,
this
can you
could-
make the garden work?
Well, we can make the garden work. And I just think south-facing, looking at a meadow, that is just a bonus. It's lovely, isn't
It
it?
is nice.
And there's another bonus to this house just a short distance away. This place could be ideal for Anne to take her dog on those long walks. Now, every owner of a house on this exclusive development gets a key to this gate, OK, which gives you direct access to a public footpath. So it's dog walking paradise.
Yeah.
Right on your doorstep.
Fabulous.
So,
Oh, wow.
you seem quite emotional.
I am, actually, because I get thinking, they won't find anything we want. I really had that feeling that, you know, we were just sort of perhaps being, I don't know, so defensive in a way.
Right, OK.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
yeah, I do, yeah.
defensive, what we've got, what we've had. But that is just amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing.
Well, who wants to go first at trying to price this house?
Oh, it's got to be top of that bracket, hasn't it?
I'd have thought so.
Yeah, I just said 360.
360, Phil?
345.
Always looking for a deal. Well, not a bad guess. It's on the market for offers around £350,000.
Really?
Yeah. So look,
I'm staggered.
it's a very short walk, obviously,
Yeah.
back to the house.
Yeah.
Go back to the house, have a look around the house.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'll catch you later on.
All right,
Okay.
lovely,
All right,
thank
see you in a
you.
bit.
See you in a
Yeah,
minute.
lovely.
Hitting their maximum budget at offers around £350,000, this property delivers on many of Phil and Anne's demands. It has 3 bedrooms, enough space for the family to stay, a study which could be used to house that piano, a big kitchen for entertaining, and a low-maintenance garden with room to build a garage.
This is a beautiful house. It has everything we would want. The space, the smooth lines, everything beautiful for the family. But I think the thing that just blew me away was the meadow. That was stunning.
Well, I think the house is certainly nothing like we expected it to be. It's really attractive. The room sizes downstairs, I think, are probably just spot on for what we're looking for.
All done inside?
Yes, thank you.
Plenty of time to discuss things?
Yep,
Yes.
discussed it all.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right then, on to the next one.
Lovely.
Earlier in the week, we found somewhere for keen swimmer Anne to indulge in her favourite hobby in a unique way. We sent her and Phil to the South Cambridgeshire village of Grantchester. Set on the River Granter, it once provided the backdrop to a group of literary friends known as the Grantchester Group. They were led by the poet Rupert Brooke, who is renowned for his war poems such as The Soldier and The Dead. Brooke was a lodger at the Orchard Tea Rooms in 1909 and now has a museum dedicated to his memory here. One of the group's favourite activities, apart from taking tea, was going for a dip in the wild open water of the river. And that's what Anne is having a go at today. Open water swimming instructor Ed Williams is about to give her her first lesson in wild swimming.
Hello,
I'm Ed.
I'm Anne.
Anne.
Hi, and I'm Phil.
Hello, Phil.
Pleased to
I'm
meet
going to
you.
be teaching you open water swimming today. I teach swimming pretty much 6 days a week, and open water is a great fun area, and I'll teach you exactly how to do it, all the things to avoid, all the things that will help you in the water, the safety elements of it as well, which are, of course, very important. So when you're ready, shall we go get changed?
I'm looking forward to it.
Fine.
In the early 1900s, Britain was awash with lidos and outdoor swimming clubs, but the trend died off with the emergence of indoor pools. However, the urge to reconnect with our surroundings is now on the increase. Founded in 2006, the Outdoor Swimming Society is a 4,000-strong organisation of wild swimmers, which aims to encourage people to swim safely in a variety of rivers, lakes and sea.
How are you temperature-wise, Anne?
I'm getting cooler.
One of the important things about open water swimming, keep moving and keep under the water where possible. The more continuously you swim, the warmer you'll be.
Right, okay.
And technically, the faster you swim, the warmer you'll be as well,
Yeah.
once the muscles keep moving.
Yeah, okay.
Shall we have a go?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Choosing where to swim relies more on common sense than set guidelines, but there are some general rules that you should follow. Beware of tidal conditions, and if there's been a lot of rain, watch out for strong currents. You should also check that there are suitable entry and exit points to where you're swimming, and as a beginner, never swim alone. The River Granter is the historic name of the River Cam, which had its name changed in Norman times, when the city it flows through first became known as Cambridge. It's only upstream, here in Grantchester, that its original name has been retained.
What's it like in there?
It's lovely.
Beautiful.
Bit chilly.
Yeah, it's
A bit chilly. It's OK once you're out.
So what better way to finish their journey than with a cream tea in Grantchester's famous English tea room?
Back in the river after this?
No, that's it for today. But I shall do it again.
I'll do a bit more watching as well.
Meanwhile, back on dry land, the search for their perfect Cambridgeshire home continues. We've travelled just over 5 miles west of St Ives to the pretty village of Upton, which has numerous thatched homes and a convenient local pub. And house number 2 has something in common with our first property, in that it was built just 8 years ago. What's your thoughts?
Well, it's quite similar in style
Yeah,
to the
very
previous
similar.
property.
I think the timber at the front of it, that front
Yeah.
porch,
Yeah.
And the
certainly.
rendered
Yeah,
facade.
Yeah.
and the 3 windows. And actually, I do like the entrance. I rather like that.
Good.
It's almost chapel-like,
Yes, maybe.
but I quite like that.
OK,
Yeah.
good.
Nice entrance.
Let's look inside.
OK.
So the outside seems to have impressed them, and I've got a feeling that the space inside will be just what they're looking for. So in you come. Nice big reception hall, isn't it?
It's lovely. Yeah, that is nice. I like the staircase.
Very nice.
And it actually sort of sets the scenery, doesn't it?
Now, picking up on what you said in the first house, you said the downstairs of a house is the most important part to you, and you have got loads of space down here. So you've got one reception room there, which we'll look at in a moment. You've got another reception room here. You've got one reception room there, which could be something else. But I
Okay.
know you like the kitchen, so
Yeah.
take a look at
do.
this beauty.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
Yeah,
that's lovely, isn't it? That's a beautiful kitchen.
Yeah.
And a sort of the hub of the house in a way, because, you know, this is where it all happens, really.
Now, look, just through there, at the moment, that's an office. They use the front room as a dining room.
Yeah.
But just off here, I thought that'd make a great dining room.
Well, it lends itself to that, really, and practically it does. Well, it's it's much more magnificent,
Yeah,
really,
it is, yeah.
than I'd thought
Yeah.
of. These are the kitchens other people have.
The worktop.
Often who don't cook.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
So happy so far?
Oh,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Well, it looks like I've found Anne's dream kitchen. Now, let's see if she and Phil feel at home in the sitting room. Now, is this where you're going to keep your piano, knowing that you've got loads of other reception rooms?
Tend not to keep the piano in the lounge, but...
Well, you've got choices here, haven't you?
Exactly, yeah,
Oh,
that's right. Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
many.
Yeah.
Well, I know you don't want to be rattling around the house.
No.
I still don't think you
No.
would feel like you're rattling around the
No,
house.
because they're all quite cosy, aren't they? And
Yeah.
it's so interesting because the house has got the character of a much older property,
It has.
hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
so.
the skirting
Yeah.
boards,
Yeah.
just the...
Chimney breast.
Yeah, everything has got that sort of feeling that it could have been here much longer.
Well, I'm very happy with your reactions because at the start of it you seemed a little quieter, but you seem to be warming up to this house.
I think
It's
you
a
have
nice house.
Yeah, it's just getting into it
The
again,
impact
isn't it?
from
That
the outside
impact,
is
yeah.
not the same as the last
No,
one.
No.
The impact.
No, sure.
But the
but
visual
once you
impact.
come through the door,
Yeah, so...
different world.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to make your decisions hard, in a good way. all
Right.
OK, let's go and have a look at the bedroom, shall we?
Okay.
On the first floor, there are 2 spare bedrooms and a family bathroom, but we're having a look at what could be their room. This master has his own ensuite, doorway just through there. Good size, though, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
better than good,
Yeah.
really.
Plenty of storage, plenty of space around.
That's excellent for a master
view.
bedroom.
This is further away from your friends, of course,
Yes.
being north of your radius, if you
Yeah.
like. You know, a bit further away from your family, I suppose, as well. But you've got real room to put
Yeah.
them up.
Yeah, lovely big rooms.
Yeah.
Good. Let's get outside, have a look at the garden, because the gardens are make and break at the moment, aren't
Right.
they?
They are really.
See what you think of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Outside, there are fantastic views of the surrounding fields and a Mediterranean-style garden, which shouldn't prove too much work to maintain. Now, different areas for this garden, I suppose.
Yeah.
What do you think you'd want to do with this garden? Or is it big enough? Wish I hadn't asked that now.
Oh, I have to think. I mean, it's not an unrealistic size, and we could make it
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
OK. Well,
Yeah.
look, let's try and price it. Who wants to go first?
320.
320, straight in. OK.
I would have put it more, you see. 340, I think I'll go this time.
It's yours.
Pulled it back. It's yours. It's on the market for offers in excess of £350,000.
Oh, right, OK.
But your offer of 320 speaks volumes in how you've reacted to this house
Yeah.
as against the first house. Why is that?
Mainly based on its isolation in terms of the amenities. The house is tremendous inside in terms of space.
Both of you had fantastic reactions inside the house.
Yeah.
But it's the whole package we're after.
That's right.
So, look, go back inside the house, have a good look around, and I'll catch you later on.
All right.
All right?
OK.
See you in a bit.
Yeah, OK.
Priced at the top end of their budget, this property gives them everything they need. It has a huge amount of living space downstairs, so they'll be spoilt for choice about where to put the piano, a big kitchen for entertaining, 4 bedrooms enough for all of the family to stay, a reasonably sized garden, and a garage for Phil's DIY projects.
A smashing house in terms of its architectural design. Some of the detailing around the joinery, etc., really give it a traditional feel. Very well proportioned rooms.
This house is very different to the previous house we looked at. It has been so beautifully designed, with great thought. I can't really fault it, other than for us, it's big, very big.
Happy? All done?
Happy all
Yeah.
done.
A few more rooms to look around this time, wasn't there?
Oh, definitely.
Much bigger place.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully something to think about tonight.
More to think about than the other one, I think.
Really? The plot thickens. Let's go. As the evening draws in over the Cambridgeshire countryside, it marks the end of day one of our property search. Retired couple Phil and Anne are looking to move from Bedfordshire over the border to Cambridgeshire to be closer to their daughter. The houses so far have certainly impressed them, but still to come, the mystery property leaves them speechless.
Wow. Oh.
And I found out about the Polish ponies who are proving invaluable to the Fens. St Ives is obviously your key location and you've got a radius around that.
Yeah.
If your children and grandchildren weren't in St Ives, where would you like to be, do you think?
Well, the east side of the country is our favourite, really.
Is it? Why is that?
Yeah.
My parents lived in Norfolk, and as a child, we came to Norfolk every year for a holiday, always up to the North Norfolk coast. And love it for its ruggedness as much as anything.
Cool. OK, that's interesting. Well, that's good, as we're headed for the east coast for our third property. We're travelling over the border into Norfolk, around 25 miles north of St Ives, just outside their search area. The Mystery House is a magnificent converted chapel, situated a little off the beaten track near the tiny fenland village of Terrington St John. Now, we are, I admit, around an hour away from your target area, around St Ives, which is the big gamble that we've made.
Right.
And we've made that gamble because we found this. Which is quite something, isn't it?
What is it? What was it?
It's a chapel.
It's a chapel.
Phil.
Yeah.
It's a chapel, is it?
Yeah, look, 1870.
1870, isn't it?
Yep.
My mum would have loved this.
Would she?
Yeah, she would. It's amazing. It is amazing. That's fantastic. I'm intrigued to see what they've done.
The inside of this house is even more spectacular than the exterior, so I think they're going to find it quite breathtaking once they step through the door. So, in we come.
Wow. Oh, goodness.
Somebody's done a lot of work in here, haven't they?
Goodness.
They've done a lot of work. But look, come right in. Look, you've got 2 reception rooms or 2 bedrooms, whatever you want them to be. But walk to here and then see how it opens up.
Oh, that's lovely.
Amazing.
My goodness.
Is it what you expecting?
No, no. I don't know what I expected, really. Actually, I think most probably I was thinking it would be more wood, lots of wood, for some reason.
It feels like it's got a Mediterranean feel. It feels summery and light.
Yeah, very much. And the lightness, I think the lightness is the thing.
Yeah,
It's just
big
the
windows, isn't it?
detail. It's quite an exciting house, isn't it? You know, just want to keep looking.
Well, let's keep looking around because I think you'll enjoy this house tour.
Yeah,
Follow me. I'll let them discover the kitchen for themselves later on, but I'm interested in seeing what they think of the sitting room.
Oh, isn't that... I don't want to say the word nice. That's very interesting.
clever.
Nice, cosy place just to sit, read the paper, have coffee. And I like the way they've set it out because you can see that it can be lived in really, really comfortably.
Lots of clever architectural
Yeah.
design gone into this. Lots of sympathetic design.
It's certainly different.
Yeah, well,
Very
if
different.
you like different, you wait till you see upstairs. Follow me. The upstairs really makes the most of the original feature windows of this converted chapel, and the use of the huge amount of space is phenomenal. I can't wait to see their reaction.
I'm going to look down and then look up.
My goodness.
Look at your eyes.
It's just amazing. Isn't that fabulous?
Very clever.
And this must be original flooring. This must
These
be...
floorboards are from downstairs
Yeah.
and brought up.
Yeah.
I mean, that area,
My-
they call that the day area, the day bed. It doesn't have to be a formal bedroom.
Yeah, loungy.
I mean, it'd be a shame if you did it. Oh, she's off, look.
Oh,
It'd be a shame if you did it.
sorry.
No, it's all right, it's all right. I mean, you could always put stud partition walls up there, but if you start to look at how you'd have this as your house practically,
That's right.
you only want a 3-bedroom house. You've got 2 potential bedrooms downstairs.
Yeah.
You can keep that as it is.
Yeah.
What a treat.
It's lovely. That is so lovely. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, let me show you the master bedroom. That is That's more normal, if you like, but I still think it's a lovely room.
Right,
Follow
OK.
me. So, master bedroom.
Oh, that's cosy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad size, but compared to
No.
the rest of the house, it is cosy, isn't it?
It's cosy, but it's not too small. You've still got space either side
plenty of
and space to walk in. So it's not.
Is that
And
storage in there?
Storage space,
Yeah.
almost going into the eaves that way.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Right.
some that way. There's an ensuite that side.
Yeah, I like it. Again, I like it. And,
Very
it's so,
clever.
and I think it doesn't look as if it's something that you couldn't maintain.
Well, Anne, you've been very vocal in this house. I can see you've always been, throughout this process, the heart. Phil,
Yeah.
you're the head. Now, I know you're impressed by the design.
I am.
But
Yeah,
let's talk about this as a home for you guys. Is it? Could it be?
I'm sure it could for Anne.
So while Anne seems to have lost her heart to this house, Phil's keeping his feet firmly on the ground. Maybe the gardens will help swing their decision. Now come right round so you get to see the garden properly.
Right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Probably needs cutting back a little bit to your
Yeah.
tastes.
Yeah.
But plenty of beds.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plenty of space.
Plenty of
Good size.
space.
It is a good size, actually, for what
'cause
we're...
It's an area, it's
Yeah.
wide, and but it's not that deep. It's, you know,
Yeah,
it's
and
medium
you've-
depth
yeah,
and medium width,
yeah.
and overall it's
Yeah.
a good sized
Something,
area.
yeah, it is.
Now's a difficult time for you because you've got to price it. It's quite a bit out of your target area. It's a new area, let's face it. Of course it is. How much do you think it's on the market for?
I don't think we can afford it.
375 on
Yeah,
the market for
yeah.
375.
£1,000.
What? So
Not
£375,000.
£375,000.
OK. Well,
Yeah, I would have gone with Phil, really. I think it's out of our bracket, 375.
well, it's on the market for £325,000.
No!
Is it?
Yeah.
I could hug you.
Go on then.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe that. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
No.
No.
I can tell there's a difference. There's the difference in opinion here.
Yeah.
There's practicality here,
Yeah.
and the heart, the
Yeah,
emotional
yeah,
side here.
yeah.
It's something you guys have got to go and do now. Go and have a look around the house.
Yeah.
Have a good natter. You're going to need it, and probably when we go away from here, you need a good chat as well. But go and have a peek in the kitchen. I like it. Let's see if you do.
All right, then.
All right? Catch you in a bit.
Off Jen. Oh.
This has certainly set the cat well amongst the pigeons. Yes, of course, it's way outside their target area. And I was very unsure myself when I pulled up outside. But when you walk around this house, and I hope this comes across through the camera lens, it is somewhere quite special. It's homely, it's design-led, and it's like nothing I've seen before. Well, within their budget of £325,000, this superbly characterful property has everything they want and more. It has 3 to 4 bedrooms, a wonderfully open-plan living space for entertaining and playing that piano, a large kitchen and a good-sized garden.
Oh, this house is absolutely amazing. The fact that we've moved over the border to Norfolk is, you know, further than we'd anticipated coming. But I think you would come to live somewhere like this.
It's different, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Again, very practical.
Yeah, very clean lines.
Yeah.
There's a difference of opinion between Anne and myself over this property. She can see the romance of the place and has visions of us living here. I'm more conventional in my aspirations and do find it difficult to see myself living here. She may well talk me round to her way of thinking, which she often does.
I thought there might be an argument in there. I know we all got on very well in that house, but I've sensed a difference of opinion. So let's find out and get you somewhere to have a chat, shall we?
Please.
OK, let's go.
Wycombe Fen in Cambridgeshire is one of the few natural wetlands left in Britain and one of Europe's most important areas of its type, supporting an abundance of wildlife. But for many of them, it's currently too small to provide a sustainable home. To help rare species become established, they need more space to expand their territories, and they need the right sort of habitats to help them thrive. Wicken Fen has been owned by the National Trust since 1899, but over recent years there's been a unique project known as the Wicken Fen Vision, an ambitious conservation venture aimed at opening up new areas of land to explore. I'm meeting Carol Laidlaw to find out more.
Essentially, it's a 100-year plan to create a 5,300 hectare nature reserve stretching from Wicken Fen, the old fen, from there all the way down to Cambridge.
That's huge.
It is, yes. Wicken Fen is a tiny, tiny remnant of what used to be a very wide fen that used to cover most of East Anglia. East Anglia used to be covered in 99.9% of fenland. It's now then less than 0.1%, and Wicken Fen's just a tiny section of that. It's just preserving and giving the tiny little fragment we've got left a chance to breathe and a chance to possibly expand out onto new land as we slowly increase the size of the reserve.
And so this scheme has been going for how long?
10 years now.
10 years?
Just over
okay.
10 years.
And it's a 100-year scheme?
Yes.
What's happened over the past 10 years?
Essentially, we managed to double ourselves in size.
Now, how have you done that? Have you been gifted land? Have you bought it?
We've bought it, yes.
Right.
We've been able to buy land. As local farmers or local agri-businessmen have decided they are finding it too difficult to farm this area or they want to move on somewhere else, the land has come up for sale and we've been in a fortunate position to be able to buy it.
The fenland is maintained by some very unusual landscape engineers, ones with 4 legs to be precise. These are grazing herds of an exotic breed called the Conic pony. There's a lot of them, Carol. How many have you got?
49.
So, first obvious question, where do they come from?
They are an Eastern European breed of horse. Yep, they come from Poland, that's their origins.
Why these and why not a normal pony, or even Shetlands, for that matter?
We think these guys are the best suited for the job that we want them to do. We do get asked a lot, you know, why don't you use one of the British natives?
Yeah.
And the simple answer to that is they're all heathland and upland specialists. That's where they've evolved, that's what they've adapted to be.
The Conic, which means horse in Polish, is a short, stocky breed that's ideally suited to all-year-round wetland grazing. It's a close relative of the tarpan, a wild horse that lived in prehistoric times and became extinct in the early 20th century.
OK, if you just look to the small group over there to our right, see the tiny little foal fresh born this morning?
Just this morning?
Just this morning.
Nature always amazes me, and just how quickly newborns are up and about.
Yes, yeah, within 30 minutes with these.
They're obviously a very hardy species, aren't they?
Yes.
Is that one of the reasons why you chose the Conic pony?
Very definitely.
And look at these pair here.
Yeah, just squaring off to each other. That's all part of the social interaction we get with these groups.
What exactly is their role here?
Through their social interactions and their behaviour, the fact they move around as a herd, the way they use the land, they'll help, along with the Highland cattle, to create a mosaic of habitats. So there'll be short grazed lawns, there'll be sort of medium-length grasses up to sort of scrub and woodland in the end.
Right.
And because of the way they move around and use the land, this will slowly shift over time, so the mosaics will change.
I see.
Not in human sort of terms, not over 5 years, 10 years, but sort of possibly over a longer term you'll just get a gradual change in the landscape, and that's a really key thing for us.
I see. With the help of the Conic ponies in reshaping the fen landscape, the National Trust aims to make this area of Cambridgeshire grow into an exceptional place to sustain wildlife. Well, a unique UK landscape, and those Conic ponies are quite something, aren't they? It's now time to meet up with Phil and Anne again and find out their thoughts on the 3 properties that we've shown them. So, how have you enjoyed the whole process?
Oh, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been fabulous.
Let's start at the beginning. The first property, were you expecting to see a house of that type?
No.
No, you weren't?
No, not at all. I mean, the open plan was a surprise, and I like that. The back garden was south-facing, albeit small, but the meadow behind was yummy. All our asks, I think, were there, apart from the garage, really.
That's right, yeah. So in the afternoon, we looked at a similarly aged house.
It was almost like our house at the moment, but bigger.
Well, it was a
Much
big
bigger.
house.
Much bigger.
It was probably too big for us, just
Yeah.
the two of us, with
Yeah.
occasional visitors, but wouldn't have been too big for us 10, 15 years ago. It would have been ideal size.
And then came the Mystery House today. It was a massive gamble taking that far out. But when we got to the destination of the Mystery House, we were met with quite a different property, weren't we?
Oh,
Well, amazingly
amazing.
different, yeah.
In every way.
Took us totally by surprise.
It was a very well-designed property,
It
wasn't
was.
it?
A lot of vision gone into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved the use of the original oak floorboards,
Yeah.
parts of the chapel that they'd actually integrated into the building.
Yeah.
It was just amazing.
Well, I know I've only given you a small amount of time to think things over. Have you been able to come to a decision on what your favourite house might be?
Mine is the Mystery House.
OK. No big surprises there. Phil?
Mine would be the gambling game one, the first one.
The first one?
Yeah.
Even without the garage?
That could be overcome, hopefully.
Right, OK. So what's the next step, then?
Well, we're actually going back to our daughter, you know, soon.
Right.
And she and her family and were the people that were keen for us, and we were keen to come and live near them. I think what would be good, and we haven't had a chance to talk about this property yet, so would be to take them to see both properties.
So you're putting it in the hands of other people to make the decision?
No, and give,
To
you know,
consult.
and to say what you think. That would be quite. Don't you think that would be good?
It'd be interesting, yeah.
I mean, please let us know what you're up to, but good luck with whatever you do.
Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Now, I'm always relieved when the couple tells me they have a favourite. Just in this instance, they each have a different favourite. In fact, they're in differing counties. So I think it's very prudent of them to get their family involved. After all, it was the family that were the catalyst behind this big move to the countryside. So, whichever they choose, I'm sure, just like me, you wish them the very best of luck. See you next time. If you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online. Stretching across the River Ouse, this bridge behind me is a superb example of a very rare kind of structure, a bridge chapel. But which county is it in? We'll find out in just a moment. In today's show, we help a newly retired couple head to the country after 30 years. And one of our properties almost has them in tears. You seem quite emotional.
I am, actually, because I get thinking, they won't find anything we want.
But the Mystery House makes them smile.
I could hug you.
Go on then.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Today I'm in Cambridgeshire, and this is the Chapel of St Leger in St Ives. Built around 1420, it's one of only 6 such bridge chapels in the UK. But back in medieval times, they're relatively common, serving as toll houses and giving travellers a place to pray. Nowadays, the travellers keep coming because every bank holiday, crowds of people gather to observe a tradition that's been running for almost 1,000 years, the St Ives Street Market. But bridges and traditions aren't the only thing that this area has going for it. The average price of a detached property here in Cambridge is just over £260,000. That's around £6,000 above the national figure. Now, the majority of the county's residents live in the south, and villages like Trumpington and Great Shelford are in high demand, due in no small part to their proximity to Cambridge. Obviously, the town itself has its world-famous university, but maybe more importantly, it has excellent transport links to London. So it should be no surprise that the closer you get to Cambridge, the higher the property values, where a detached property there can set you back upwards of £400,000. Here's a selection of properties that we found currently on the market. For £395,000, you could be the owner of this 4-bedroom thatched cottage in West Wickham. Dating back to the 17th century and Grade 2 listed, it offers characterful reception rooms with a feature fireplace and secluded rear gardens. This 4-bedroom detached house in Burwell is on the market for £650,000. Built in 1997, the house combines character with modern living. Its features include exposed timbers and a brick inglenook fireplace. And for a budget-busting £800,000, you could be living in this grand 5-bedroom Edwardian property in Ramsey. Built in 1906, it boasts typically spacious rooms, sash windows and an acre of well-manicured garden. A lovely selection of properties there. Time to meet today's buyers and find out why they're ready to escape to the country. Phil and Anne have spent almost 30 years in their 3-bedroom house in Luton, Bedfordshire. But now they've both stopped working, they're looking to make a change.
We've decided the time now is the best time to move. It's really because our children, they're grown ups, have actually moved away, and we're both now retired, so we don't need the town for work, and it's just the time to go. We've got the energy and the enthusiasm to move and to start again, haven't we? And we hope so. And I think really, if we don't move now, there's a real danger, because we do love the house, that we won't move.
It would be nice, as we always say, to lift this house up and take it into a different location. That would be brilliant.
Well, we can't promise that, but as their daughter and grandson live just a county away, luckily they've got a definite idea where they'll be heading.
Well, we were looking to move up to the St Ives area in Cambridgeshire, because we've seen quite a lot of that since our daughter moved up there 7 years ago. It's close enough within striking distance of here and all our roots and our friends and our relations down this end. And also we like the East Coast as well, which is also within spitting distance.